about you, my dear? What kind of mortal is it that managed to injure our mighty lord? Aldepesh lowers his voice in a confident manner. He won't soon forget you. He may be ancient, but he's such a child at heart. I mean, fair, the way he's been acting this entire time. Okay. He's been the same ever since he was created. All he cares about are his grudges. As Modus wounded him, Lamash left him. The scar doesn't seem as unequal. Nocticular refused to bed him. He's a walking collection of scars. His wounds are his essence. So you take heed now, okay? Where do you keep your phylactery? Is that something that's, you know, is that something you ask a lich? Is this like, are we like, I don't know. I feel like that's not an okay question to ask. That's very rude to ask a lich. Yeah, I know. I want to learn. I walked the path of death myself and will soon become a lich. I can see that, my dear. I can see everything. You have to excuse me, but I'm not about to start tutoring you. I will, however, offer a piece of advice. When you become a lich, the first thing you should do is remember the names of all the advisors who knew you when you were alive and have them strangled, because they'll betray you, every single one. Okay. Good to know. It's a massive faux pas. Yeah. I would like to learn more about your magic research. Oh, my dear, I've been keeping busy with all sorts of things over the centuries. I bet you youngsters haven't even heard a whisper about our magic of sin. Okay. When Baphomet locked me in here, he wrapped me up in his spells, good and tight. The enchantment was so powerful, it bound my soul to this very cell. The things I've attempted to circumvent his handiwork, conjuring golems to spread my power beyond the walls of this prison, moving my consciousness into other bodies, so many minds obliterated in that particular effort, and all for naught. Magic of sin, you say? I mean, I'm a big proponent of sin myself, you know. I don't have this diamond card to the 10,000 lights for no reason, you know. Is Jelly going to have to increment the counter? Maybe. We'll see. When I grew desperate, I whipped up some fanciful undead just to vex Baphomet and lay waste to his jail. Must have slaughtered half the labyrinth and stopped. It was too much of a hassle. I'm just bragging at this point for you to understand my discoveries. You'd have to study as my apprentice for an age or two. You know what kind of education mages used to get, far beyond anything they teach these days. Okay. Needless to say, I've hidden my most valuable creations and treasures far from this place so the Baphomet can't get his hands on them. The guards assigned to me were so kind as to accept a modest bribe and carry them out of the prison to stow somewhere safe. Failed. Yeesh! Okay. Tell me about your accomplishments. They don't teach you youngsters anything these days. Now listen well. 10,000 years ago there was a great empire of Tassion, and no nation of today could hold a candle to its glory. It was led by Emperor Jin in accordance with the 7 virtues of rule, okay? His reign was long but ended in tragedy. Jin was deposed by 7 stewards who then split Tassilium between them. They twisted the virtues of rule for the sake of their own ever-growing power and created the magic of the 7 vices. By the way, those spells of yours, all those silly schools, they were all based on our concepts, except you lot have lost track of their substance. The power itself over centuries. These 7 great mages of yore called themselves the Rune Lords, the first of whom was me, Alderpesh, Lord of Bakrakan, Rune Lord of Wrath. Okay, so he claims to be, allegedly, a Rune Lord from this old place. I'm not going to list all my deeds, that would be boastful, but let's just say I spilled enough blood to fill all the rivers of Galarian, and the tears my actions brought could fill the same thrice over. Yes, my reign was grand and glorious, and they would tremble at the mention of my name for many centuries to come. Are we playing RuneScape now? I mean, I don't know. I don't even know anymore. Wendog listens to his words with undisguised interest. As he describes the misdeeds of the Rune Lords, a hungering fire flares in her eyes and a wicked, wistful smile appears across her face. When the tale reaches its end, she whispers, "Incredible! But you'll surpass them, mistress. Your name will be feared for centuries, for millennia." You know, it looked like a villain to me. That's because I'm not one. They just call me that. And for what? Was putting up 7,000 slaves on stakes for the rebellion an act of villainy? Dude, you're just, you know, doing your work. That's what we have to do as leaders, you know, set examples. That's not a villain. That's just good leadership. I had the well-being of others in mind, as one does. I gave them a warning so they wouldn't die a horrible death. As for plundering neighboring kingdoms and beheading my servants, there's no evil in that at all. That's just the daily life of any ruler. Fair, fair. You know, gotta love a good decapitation. I'm prone to fits of temper, yes, but only when there's good reason. If someone failed me, I'd just smite them without mercy. It's true, but such lack of restraint is part of my power and my talent. That's just how Rune Lords of Wrath are. I remember about 1,000 or so years ago, after I was first thrown in here, a woman by the name of Alaznis came to visit, okay? She was a fierce one, too. Ripped my skull off and took it with her as a trophy. Okay, interesting. Then she went to Bracacan, found the one who was the Rune Lord of Wrath at the time. The third after me executed his wife and 7 children and made the ruler himself into an undead. She kept whispering into my skull, asking for advice. She really took a shine to me. She was something, that one. The last Rune Lord of Wrath in history, mind you. So I'm not angry about her about the skull. Why would I be? I was reborn from my phylactery anyway. Good as new. Do we commit the faux pas here and ask? Nah. Spring chickens are also hasty. Wait until your hair goes white, then you see how little was actually clear to you in your youth. I mean, look, I have to contend with the bleaching. You know, gotta keep the fun up. And about the prison. Not everybody's allowed this kind of luxury. This is all just Baphomet's idea of a joke. The weasel wants to remind me every day how much I lost when he captured me. He went to the trouble of making my cell look exactly like my chambers in Akrakan. My dear, sometimes I take a look at it and I just... He stops mid-sentence, clenching his fists until they crack. And you notice signs of repeated rigorous restoration all around. Looks like Alderpesh had a number of fits of temper over the centuries of imprisonment. Man, these checks are rough! How did you end up here? You were betrayed, okay. Made a deal with Baphomet, brought a part of his might and promised to give him Sortion when they were done playing with her. Okay. But the Lord of Beasts came to me in demand in payment when I was just putting up my cunning plans into motion. If it goes without saying that Baphomet was more interested in taking me instead of some Sorcerer. So under the pretext of breaking the terms of our pact, he seized me. A show of treachery on his part, yes, but what else could you expect from a demon, okay? Rune Lord of Lust, you say? I'm sure I've known at least 3 ladies of certain morals who used that particular moniker. Do you lot have by any chance a Rune Lord of Veracity? Or a Bib Lucidness? Or a raucous revels that keep the whole street awake until the wee hours in the morning? I cannot read today. I'm sorry, chat. The small minds of your generation cannot grasp the higher mystical meaning of sin. Unsurprising then that our teachings have degenerated into your primitive systems of magic schools. You're asking if we had a magic of veracity, or gluttony to be precise. Of course we had. You call it necromancy. The insatiable hunger, the lust for life force, both your own and others. The of corporeal energies. Come think of it, my words are wasted on you, lover of revels. Okay. Hmm. Oh. Well, what do you think the demonic pathways are for? Have you seen all the arcane symbols inscribed all over the place? These finished scribbles are the portals you need. They tie all the cells together, and the demons hop right through them. Okay, so we have already touched these magic symbols all over the place. Is there anyone in the prison who can help me fight Baphomet? Alderpash laughs, baring his strong, large, yellowish teeth. Oh, my dear, this dungeon is full of those who wish Baphomet ill. There's a catch, though. Most of them are dead as mutton. Not like me. I mean, properly dead. The bones are dust, nothing but a ghost left. They're not going anywhere. That's the magic of the ineluctable prison for you. They sit here all locked up and cry. Oh, how they cry. And when the angel was brought in to be tortured, they all found themselves a cranny to hide in, take a peek between the stones. You might find someone who can tell you something useful. I mean, okay. Can I be a rune lord of friendship? I mean, I'm wondering if we're going to receive some friendship from this man. So much text. Okay. Okay, what business do you have with me? Here's the thing, I've grown wary of sitting here and I can't escape. I've tried so many things, every trick in the book, nothing. Baphomet plays enchantments on me that hold me in the cell and utterly refuse to let me walk out the door. And anti-magic spells have never been my forte. I always believed incineration to be the best defense against enemy sorcery. This man is speaking my language! He understands! Incineration is the solution to all of life's problem. Problem? Yes, all of life's problem. And here I am languishing in here. Have you tried more fire? I seem like like it seems to me that you have not tried enough fire. Would you, my dear, kindly help me escape? I'd make it worth your while. What do you say? Okay. What kind of payment will I get for helping you? I have something that could prove useful to you. Back when I still lived, I was interested in a certain plane called Jandalay. Okay. A remarkable place, a chimera of sorts, the graveyard for dead planets. Okay. Getting there is tricky, but I managed to capture one of the guardians of that plane. I wore them down in a torture chamber, wringing some of their knowledge from them before they expired. He traces an unfinished rune on the table with his finger. This is part of the rune that the rune of Jandalay that offers protection from chaos. Okay. A substantial asset in the war of demons, don't you think? Fair, fair. Help me regain my freedom, and I'll teach you, or your servant, how to inscribe this rune. What is a rune? Because when somebody says a rune, I think of like Viking Age runestones with chisels, and I'm like, I don't really want to lug one of those around with me. They seem kind of heavy and, you know, not very useful. So is he going to teach us protection from chaos? Because I feel like we already have that. But, you know, having another lich friend in the fight against Baphomet might be helpful. What will you do if you get out of here? Alderpash says in a nonchalant tone. Well, first I'll get my kingdom back. I'll enslave the populace, conquer my neighbors, maybe commit genocide against some particularly unruly nation, build myself an army by taking children from their mothers and putting the ladders to the sword, okay? Orphans make for loyal troops, you know? I'll clap everyone else in irons and make them work without a moment's rest until my coffers are overflowing. Those who are useless in both war and work will be cut down in mass sacrifices. Basically, I'll make myself comfortable and lead a quiet existence without bothering anyone. I mean, that seems fair, chat. He seems like a good guy. Should we help him? I think we'll help him, right? Seems chill. Well then, how about you do me this favor? Kill Baphomet for me, and kill him for good. His sorcerer will go poof, and I'll be free. He watches you closely, seemingly both with ridicule and a certain interest. Fine, that was a jest, my dear. As much as I wish to see the blasted goat bite the dust, we'll try another way for now. Something craftier and easier, okay? I've heard they have a rather curious scroll in this maze's sanctum. The spell it holds will cancel out any magic around it, and its power is formidable. A handy little thing, wouldn't you say? The only problem is the scroll is written using a special Osirian cipher that hardly anyone is familiar with. It's a good thing I've had a penchant for languages from a young age. Bring me the scroll and I might just break Baphomet's magic. Sure, I mean... what could possibly go wrong, chat? What could possibly go wrong? We'll release him. Alderpath's dry lips curve into an affectionate smile, just like a kindly grandfather taking delight in his clever granddaughter. Indeed. Go ahead, show it to me. Yes, that is it. Okay. Alderpath's... oh, we lost the scroll. Okay. Alderpath reads out the spell in a guttural tone. The sorcerer carries with it a destructive force. The scroll expels a wave that dismantles any magic. He smirks, but the smile fades just as quickly, giving way to a puzzled expression. A mighty spell, to be sure, but it doesn't quite cut it. The goddess Vajet, while powerful, dwells far from this place, and Baphomet, why, he's right here. His proscription still hangs above my head, utterly unchanged. We really should have educated our slaves better. The arcane arts have been all but lost over the ages. Yeah, it's a tough word. It's a tough world we live in. We need another approach. Their powers fail to help us. Then perhaps a clever trick will. Baphomet's decree was that I couldn't leave these chambers without his will. Well then, get me his will. A special little key he gave to his warden. It can unlock any cell in detail, any of its locks, such is the magic it holds. Then perhaps it can trick the incantation that's holding me here. Baphomet was the one who gave her the key. You could say it carries part of his will. And if it unlocks the door, wouldn't that mean that Baphomet has released me? Alright, here's the key. Alderpath carefully takes the key and looks at it for a little while, watching its surface glint in the light. Not sounding particularly confident, he says, "Alright, my dear, let's see if this works." Nope. Maybe? Definitely no. With a disappointed grimace, he gives you the key back. No luck, my dear. No matter how hard I try to turn the cursed thing and open the door, it won't budge. Looks like you've knocked off the warden for nothing. Even a magic key can't remove Baphomet's edicts. After a mournful silence, Alderpath jerks his head up. But perhaps you have the strength to wrestle with the Hornhead's will. Why not? You stabbed him once before. Perhaps you'll come through this time too. Perform some miracle that can free me and do away with his enchantments. Oh! New friend hype! New friend hype? Lich Mythic past. Tried to lay claim to Alderpath's fate. I'm a lady of death. The spirit is here under my command. Not yours, Baphomet. Go suck a dry one. Let's go. The demonic incantation withstands your attack. Here in the domain of the Lord of the Beast, in its very heart, there's only one master over both living and dead, Baphomet. God damn it! Wait. Alderpesh clicks his tongue in disappointment. Having trouble, my dear? I can see that you are. Don't you fret, though. Happens to everybody. I don't know what to ask of you anymore. I've tried everything. I can't overcome Baphomet's will. Looks like my last hope is going to be the death of my captor. Once you vanquish him, his spells will weaken, his decree will be no more, and I'll find a way out somehow. How? Swear to me, my dear, that you will kill Lord Baphomet. Just honor the old man's request, will you? Give me your word, no trickery. I'll take your oath and reward you as was promised. I can tell by the look in your eyes that my task has worn you out. Why do you need my word? Now, don't underestimate the power of a promise. Manifestation is a great force in any branch of magic. Baphomet spoke a word. Magic was born. So strong that even you can't overcome it. As long as Baphomet lives, that is. And once he's dead, that's where your promise will come in. Swear to me that you'll wring the Hornhead's neck and let me go. As soon as your oath is fulfilled, I will be free. By the way, the part about wringing his neck, that was a figurative sense. I'd rather you kill him slowly, so that he feels every bit of it. That's fine. Why didn't it work? Do we swear? I don't feel like swearing to this man. But then again, he could prove useful. So my sensing power here is telling me this guy is clearly lawful evil. Is this like... Is he advisor material? What do you think, chat? Swearing at your friends is good, actually. That's true. That's true. Are we doing number 3? But my alignment! Sure. I mean, I want to kill Baphomet anyway. Right. Let's get on... Like, okay. Our goal is to kill Baphomet regardless of what this man says or not. We might as well get in on his good side when we do. Right? It's like a... getting 2 stones with 1 bird kind of thing. I played too much Angry Birds. Oliver narrows his eyes and says softly, "That was well said, my dear. We will assume you have been as helpful as you can, but that should be enough." With a flash of magic, Alderper produced a shriveled, shrunken head about the size of 2 fists. A rune is carved on his forehead. "There you go, my dear. This is your reward. The sign of Jendalay, the great barrier to shield you from the forces of chaos. Use it to keep crushing those demons. This old man won't keep you any longer. The spirit of freedom tickles my dead heart. I just can't stay put anymore. I'm going to have a grand old time. And all of Golarion will soon hear about it." Okay. We did give the key. We did do this. Is this completed? Okay, this is completed. What was this item we received? Usable item, okay. All creatures within a 50-foot burst centered on target point with long range. Okay, 1 minute per level. Once per day you can scribe this rune on the ground to create a 50-foot area which lasts for a number of minutes equal to your character level, okay. And make all affected creatures immune to movement, parrying, and ground effects. Chaotic creature in the area of a rune of generally must pass a will save or gain 2 negative levels. Chat, I think we got scammed. This means we have to pass these daggum saves. That's not an actual door we can use, okay? God damn it. Lol. Okay. I would like to know now, have we... No, we have not been everywhere. Hey, there's another obelisk we can destroy. Really? Damn, okay. So what has destroying these obelisks actually done for us? I don't actually know. Let's take a look at the map again. Is this where we had the sacrifice thing? Yeah? Is it time we just exit? Like, we checked here, there was nothing. Out here was nothing. I don't think there was anything out here. This is the